Jin-Ho Park yawned and stretched his arms above his head. The night shift at Orbital Repair Station 7 was always quiet. Too quiet. He took a sip of his coffee and looked out the large window at the stars. Earth was a tiny blue dot in the distance. Another boring night, he said to himself. Jin-Ho was the best mechanic on the station. He could fix almost anything with engines. Spaceships, shuttles, robots. If it had moving parts, Jin-Ho could make it work again. He turned back to his control panel and checked the systems. All normal. He was about to play a game on his tablet when a strange sound came from his console. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Jin-Ho sat up straight. That was not a normal alert sound. He pressed some buttons on his screen to find the source. "What is that?" he asked the empty room. The sound was like music, not like the usual alarm sounds. Jin-Ho checked his instruments. It was a distress signal, but not one he had ever heard before. It was coming from Sector 12, near the big gas planet. Jin-Ho called his boss. "Ki, I'm picking up a strange distress call from Sector 12. Jin-Ho said when Ki's sleepy face appeared on the screen. "What kind of distress call?" Ki asked, rubbing his eyes. "I don't know. It's not using our standard signals. It sounds almost musical." Ki frowned. "Wait for the rescue team. I'll send them in the morning." Jin-Ho looked at the signal pattern on his screen. But what if someone is dying out there right now? The rescue team won't arrive for 6 hours. "That's the rule, Jin-Ho. Wait for the team." Ki's face disappeared from the screen. Jin-Ho sat back in his chair. The strange beeping continued. He thought about someone trapped in a ship, waiting for help that would come too late. He made up his mind. He stood up and grabbed his repair kit. "Sorry, Ki," he said to the empty room. "I can't wait." Jin-Ho walked quickly to the shuttle bay. He chose the small maintenance shuttle. It was fast and had good tools on board. He put his hand on the security panel. "Access denied," said the computer voice. "Maintenance shuttles cannot leave without approval." Jin-Ho cursed under his breath. He called Ki again. "What now?" Ki asked, looking even more tired. "I need clearance for the maintenance shuttle," Jin-Ho said. "Please, Ki. Someone could be dying while we talk." Ki sighed. "You never follow the rules, Jin-Ho. One day this will get you in big trouble." "Today is not that day," Jin-Ho said with a small smile. After a long pause, Ki nodded. "Fine. I'll give you clearance. But be careful. And call for backup if you need it." "Thank you," Jin-Ho said as the access light turned green. The shuttle was small but fast. Jin-Ho programmed the coordinates and fired up the engines. The shuttle shot out from the station toward the distant signal. As he flew, Jin-Ho checked his equipment. He had his main tool kit, emergency medical supplies, and a spacesuit. He hoped it would be enough. The signal grew stronger as he got closer to Sector 12. Jin-Ho had never been this far out before. The gas giant planet loomed ahead, its swirling clouds beautiful and dangerous. Then he saw it, a ship like none he had ever seen before. It was long and curved, with patterns that seemed to move across its surface. It was slowly breaking apart, being pulled toward the gas giant. Jin-Ho's heart beat faster. This was definitely not a human ship. After years in space, humanity had met only 2 other alien species. This ship did not look like either of them. "Well," Jin-Ho said to himself as he guided his shuttle closer to the dying ship, "I guess I'm about to meet someone new." Jin-Ho guided his small shuttle closer to the alien ship. He had never seen anything like it before. The ship was long and curved like a crescent moon. Its surface shimmered with colors that moved and changed. It reminded Jin-Ho of the sea on Earth. "Amazing," Jin-Ho whispered. But the beautiful ship was in trouble. Parts of it were breaking off and floating away. The giant gas planet was pulling it in slowly but surely. Jin-Ho checked his computer. The ship would be destroyed in less than an hour. Jin-Ho looked for a place to dock. The alien ship had no standard docking ports like human ships. He flew around it twice before he saw an opening that might work. "This is going to be tricky," he said to himself. He lined up his shuttle with the opening and moved in very slowly. The shuttle bumped and scraped against the sides, but Jin-Ho was a good pilot. He managed to lock the shuttle onto the alien ship. Jin-Ho put on his spacesuit and checked the air in the alien ship. To his surprise, his instruments said it was breathable. He decided to keep his helmet on anyway, just to be safe. He opened the shuttle door and stepped into the alien ship. The air that rushed in smelled sweet, like flowers. Even through his helmet, the smell was strong and made his head feel light. Jin-Ho turned on his suit lights and looked around. He was in a wide hallway. The walls were not made of metal like in human ships. They seemed soft and alive. In some places, they moved slightly, like they were breathing. As Jin-Ho walked deeper into the ship, he noticed something strange. The damaged parts of the ship seemed to be trying to fix themselves. The walls were growing back together in some places. It was like the ship was alive. "Some kind of living technology," Jin-Ho said. He had heard stories about such things, but had never seen it before. The ship shook violently, and Jin-Ho fell against the wall. When he touched it, the wall felt warm. The ship was breaking up faster now. Jin-Ho didn't have much time. He followed the hallway as it curved downward. The deeper he went, the darker it got. His suit lights showed more damage here. Pieces of the ceiling had fallen, and strange blue-black liquid dripped from the walls. Jin-Ho checked his air again. It was still good, so he decided to take off his helmet. As soon as he did, the sweet smell hit him fully. It made him dizzy for a moment, but he quickly got used to it. "Hello," Jin-Ho called out. "Is anyone here?" No answer came, but Jin-Ho thought he heard a sound from further inside the ship. It was like a low growl or moan. He climbed over a fallen section of the wall and entered what seemed to be a large central room. His lights didn't reach all the way across it, but in the center he could see something moving. Jin-Ho moved closer, stepping carefully over broken pieces of the ship. The sweet smell was stronger here, and mixed with it was another smell, like copper and spices. His light finally reached the center of the room, and Jin-Ho stopped in shock. There, trapped under a large piece of the ship's structure, was a creature unlike anything Jin-Ho had ever seen. It was huge, almost twice his size, and shaped somewhat like a big cat from Earth. But this creature had 6 legs and fur that seemed to contain tiny stars. The fur changed colors as the creature breathed heavily. The alien's eyes opened and looked directly at Jin-Ho. They were large and deep, with colors swirling in them like galaxies. Jin-Ho knew immediately that this was not just an animal. The intelligence in those eyes was clear. The ship shook again, more violently this time. Jin-Ho knew they were running out of time. He had to decide quickly, try to save this strange alien creature or save himself. Jin-Ho stared at the trapped alien. It was both beautiful and strange. The alien stared back at Jin-Ho with large eyes that seemed to hold entire universes in them. The creature was hurt. Blue-black liquid that must be its blood was leaking from several wounds. Jin-Ho took a step forward. The ship shook again. "I want to help you," Jin-Ho said, even though he knew the alien probably couldn't understand him. The alien made a soft sound like music. Then something very strange happened. Jin-Ho felt a tickle in his mind. Then he felt pain, not his own pain, but the alien's pain. Somehow, the alien was sharing its feelings with him. Jin-Ho gasped, "You can put thoughts in my head." The alien blinked slowly. Jin-Ho felt another feeling in his mind. It was like the word yes, but not exactly. It was more like an idea of agreement. Jin-Ho moved closer to the trapped alien. Now he could see it better. The creature had 6 legs, with the front 2 looking more like arms. They ended in what looked like hands with 6 fingers. The alien's fur moved and shifted like it contained tiny points of light. Where it was wounded, the fur was dull and flat. "I'm going to try to lift this off you," Jin-Ho said, pointing to the heavy piece of ship that had fallen on the alien. The alien's eyes followed his movements. Jin-Ho felt understanding flow from the creature's mind to his. It knew he wanted to help. Jin-Ho examined the fallen piece. It was too heavy for him to lift alone. He needed a lever or some kind of machine. He looked around the room for something he could use. The ship trembled again, harder this time. Small pieces of the ceiling fell around them. They were running out of time. Jin-Ho had an idea. He ran back to his shuttle and grabbed his repair kit. Inside were his favorite tools. One was a small anti-gravity unit used for lifting heavy engine parts. He hurried back to the alien. It was watching him with pain-filled eyes. "Hold on," Jin-Ho said. "I think I can help." He attached the anti-gravity unit to the fallen piece of ship. The unit was not strong enough to lift the whole thing, but it might make it light enough for Jin-Ho to move. Jin-Ho turned on the unit. The heavy piece lifted slightly. He pushed with all his strength, and slowly the piece moved. The alien made a sound that Jin-Ho felt rather than heard. It was a sound of pain but also hope. With a final push, Jin-Ho moved the piece enough for the alien to pull itself free. The creature tried to stand but fell back down. It was too badly hurt to walk. Jin-Ho looked at the exit, then back at the alien. The ship was breaking apart faster now. They had maybe 10 minutes before it would be pulled into the gas giant. Jin-Ho made a quick decision. He took off his repair belt and made a harness out of it. "I'm going to try to carry you," he said to the alien. "I know you're big, but I think I can do it." The alien seemed to understand. It let Jin-Ho put the harness around its middle. The alien's fur felt warm and alive under Jin-Ho's hands. With a grunt of effort, Jin-Ho lifted the alien. It was heavy, but in the ship's low gravity, he could manage. The alien pulled in its 6 legs to make itself smaller and easier to carry. Jin-Ho began the difficult walk back to his shuttle. Each step was hard. The alien's weight pulled at his shoulders and back. Sweat ran down his face. The ship rocked violently. Walls cracked around them. The sweet smell in the air was now mixed with smoke. "Almost there," Jin-Ho said through gritted teeth. He could see his shuttle ahead. The alien's mind touched his again. Jin-Ho felt gratitude and fear mixing together. "Don't worry," Jin-Ho said as they reached the shuttle door. "I'm not leaving you behind." Jin-Ho stumbled through the hallway with the alien in his arms. The ship shook harder now. Pieces of the ceiling fell around them. The walk back to the shuttle seemed much longer than before. "Just a little further," Jin-Ho said through heavy breaths. The alien was very heavy, even with the low gravity. Jin-Ho's arms and back burned with pain. But he kept going. He could not leave this creature to die. A loud crack sounded behind them. Jin-Ho looked back to see the hallway collapsing. He tried to move faster, but the alien's weight slowed him down. The alien made a soft, musical sound. Jin-Ho felt a thought in his mind. It was telling him to leave it behind and save himself. "No," Jin-Ho said firmly. "We both get out or neither of us does." They reached the shuttle door. Jin-Ho shifted the alien's weight to one arm and reached for the door control. His fingers slipped on the button. He was too tired. The ship rocked violently. Jin-Ho lost his balance and fell to his knees. The alien tumbled from his arms with a painful cry. "I'm sorry," Jin-Ho said. He crawled to the door and hit the button. The shuttle door opened. Now came the hard part. How could he get the alien inside? Jin-Ho looked at the alien. Its strange eyes met his. Then, using its front limbs, the alien began to drag itself toward the shuttle. It was trying to help. "That's it," Jin-Ho encouraged. "Just a little more." Working together, they'd managed to get the alien into the shuttle. Jin-Ho collapsed into the pilot's seat. His arms and legs felt like water. But they were not safe yet. The alien ship was breaking up fast. Jin-Ho forced his tired body to move. He closed the shuttle door and started the engines. "Hold on," he told the alien, who lay on the floor behind his seat. The shuttle pulled away from the dying ship. Jin-Ho pushed the engines to full power. They needed to escape the gas giant's pull. Behind them, the alien ship began to come apart completely. Big pieces tore away and fell toward the gas giant. It was a sad sight. The beautiful ship was dying. Jin-Ho focused on flying. The shuttle shook as pieces of the alien ship flew past them. One large piece hit the side of the shuttle. Warning lights flashed on the control panel. "Not good," Jin-Ho muttered. The shuttle had taken damage. The main engine was losing power. Jin-Ho worked the controls, trying to keep them on course. They needed to reach safe space, away from the gas giant's pull. The alien made a noise. Jin-Ho felt its mind touch his again. This time, he saw images of the shuttle controls. The alien was trying to help. "You know about ships?" Jin-Ho asked in surprise. More images filled his mind. The alien showed him a different way to route power to the engines. Jin-Ho did not fully understand it, but he trusted the alien. He followed the alien's mental instructions. To his amazement, the engine power increased. The shuttle shot forward, away from the gas giant and the remains of the alien ship. Jin-Ho let out a breath he did not know he was holding. They were safe. He set the shuttle on autopilot and turned to look at the alien. It lay still on the floor, its strange fur rising and falling with each breath. The blue-black blood had stopped flowing from its wounds, but the alien looked weak. Jin-Ho got his emergency medical kit. He did not know if human medicine would work on the alien, but he had to try something. As he knelt beside the large creature, it opened its eyes. Jin-Ho felt a wave of gratitude wash over his mind. The alien was thanking him. "You're welcome," Jin-Ho said with a small smile. "My name is Jin-Ho. I guess we should get to know each other, since we're going to be together for a while." The alien blinked slowly. Jin-Ho felt another touch on his mind, softer this time. It felt like the alien was trying to tell him something important. Jin-Ho did not know it yet, but his simple act of kindness was about to change everything, for him and for all of humanity. Jin-Ho opened his medical kit and looked at the alien. He did not know where to start. The creature was so different from anything he had ever seen. "I don't know if this will help you or hurt you," Jin-Ho said, holding up a tube of healing gel. The alien watched him with those deep, knowing eyes. Slowly, it raised one of its front limbs. The six-fingered paw reached toward Jin-Ho's face. Jin-Ho stayed still. He was not afraid. Something told him to trust this creature. The alien's paw gently touched Jin-Ho's temple. Suddenly, his mind was filled with images, colors, and feelings. It was like watching a movie inside his head. He saw the alien's ship, whole and beautiful, flying among stars he did not recognize. He saw other creatures like the one before him, living in cities built of the same living material as the ship. More images came. The alien was showing Jin-Ho its life. It had a name, though Jin-Ho could not say it with his human mouth. In his mind, it translated to something like Hannah. "Hannah," Jin-Ho said aloud. The alien, Hannah, made a sound like gentle bells. Jin-Ho felt approval in his mind. "You're female," Jin-Ho realized as more understanding came to him. "And you're not just any alien. You're some kind of important person." Hannah showed him more. Her people were called the Sorin. They were an old species, much older than humans. They had been watching Earth for a long time. "You were coming to observe us?" Jin-Ho asked. "Like a spy?" Hannah's mind touch conveyed disagreement. "Not a spy. A diplomat. An observer." She had been sent to decide if humans were ready. "Ready for what?" Jin-Ho asked. Before Hannah could answer, the shuttle's alarm beeped. They were approaching Orbital Repair Station 7. Jin-Ho turned back to the controls. "I need to report in," he told Hannah. But I don't know what to say about you. Hannah's mind touched his again. Jin-Ho saw images of humans in white coats, studying alien bodies in cold rooms. He felt Hannah's fear. You're afraid we'll treat you like a test subject, not a person, Jin-Ho said. I understand. Don't worry. I won't let that happen. Jin-Ho called the station. Yun-Ki's face appeared on the screen. Jin-Ho, where have you been? Your shuttle disappeared from our screens for hours. I had some trouble, Jin-Ho said carefully. The distress signal was from a ship being pulled into the gas giant. I managed to save someone. Yun-Ki looked excited. Someone? You mean there was a survivor? What kind of ship was it? Jin-Ho thought quickly. I need to bring my shuttle in quietly. The survivor is hurt and needs rest. Can you clear Dock 4? It's private and away from the main areas. Yun-Ki looked suspicious. Jin-Ho, what are you not telling me? Please, Yun-Ki. Trust me, I'll explain later. After a long pause, Yun-Ki nodded. Fine. Dock 4 will be empty. But I expect a full report after. The screen went dark. Jin-Ho turned to Hana. I'm going to take you to my quarters. It's against all the rules. But I think it's the safest place for now. Hana's mind touched his once more. Jin-Ho felt gratitude, but also worry. She showed him images of her body, the wounds, and strange glowing organs inside. You need special treatment, Jin-Ho realized. Not human medicine. Hana confirmed this. She needed time to heal herself, but she also needed something more. Jin-Ho saw images of the sweet-smelling air from her ship. You need something in that air, Jin-Ho said. I don't know how to get that. Hana showed him one more thing. A person in a white coat, but not a cold scientist. A friend. A helper. Jin-Ho recognized the face. Jae-Young, our station's medical officer. Jin-Ho was surprised. You think she can help? Hana's mind touch was gentle but clear. Yes, the woman named Jae-Young could be trusted. She had something Hana needed. Jin-Ho nodded. Okay, I'll bring her to help. But this is getting more complicated by the minute. As the shuttle approached the station, Jin-Ho looked at Hana, the alien diplomat who had crashed near their station, the being who could touch minds. How was he going to keep her safe? And what did she mean that humans might be ready? Ready for what? The shuttle docked smoothly at Port 4. Jin-Ho looked at the large alien lying on the floor of his shuttle. We need to get you to my quarters without anyone seeing you, he said to Hana. The alien tried to stand but fell back down. She was still too weak. Jin-Ho looked around the shuttle for something to help. He found a large equipment tarp. I'm sorry, but we need to hide you, Jin-Ho said. Hana understood. She made herself as small as possible, pulling in her 6 limbs. Jin-Ho covered her with the tarp. It did not hide all of her, but it might be enough to get past anyone they met. Jin-Ho opened the shuttle door and checked outside. The dock was empty as Yun-Ki had promised. Jin-Ho used a small loading cart to move Hana. It was hard work. She was very heavy. But they managed to leave the dock area without meeting anyone. The hallways of the station were quiet during night shift. Jin-Ho pushed the cart quickly, taking less used paths to his quarters. Once they had to hide when 2 workers walked by. Jin-Ho held his breath until they were gone. Finally, they reached his room. Jin-Ho's quarters were small but private. He had a bed, a desk, and a small bathroom. It was not much, but it was safe. Jin-Ho helped Hana onto the floor. The alien looked around the room with interest. Jin-Ho felt her mind touch his lightly. She was curious about how humans lived. It's not much, Jin-Ho said, but you can rest here. Jin-Ho called Jae-Young on his personal comm unit. She answered after the 3rd beep, looking tired. Jin-Ho, it's the middle of night shift. What do you want? I need your help, Jin-Ho said quietly. I need you to come to my quarters. Bring your medical kit. And don't tell anyone. Jae-Young frowned. Are you hurt? I should take you to the medical bay. I'm not hurt. Please, Ji-young. It's important. And strange. Ji-young studied his face. Fine. I'll be there in 10 minutes. This better be good. Jin-ho turned to Hana after the call ended. She's coming. I hope this is the right thing to do. Hana's mind touch was warm with approval. Jin-ho sat next to her on the floor. Now that they were safe, he had so many questions. Why were you watching Earth? What are you looking for? Hana's mind opened to his. Jin-ho saw images of Earth long ago, when humans were just starting to build cities. He saw Sirin ships watching from far away. He felt their interest, their concern. Jin-ho understood that the Sirin had been studying humans for thousands of years. They were an old race, one that helped guide younger species, but only if those species proved themselves ready. Ready for what? Jin-ho asked again. Before Hana could answer, there was a knock at the door. Ji-young had arrived. Jin-ho took a deep breath and opened the door. Ji-young stood there with her medical kit. This better be impor. Her words stopped as she saw Hana. Ji-young's eyes went wide. The medical kit fell from her hands with a loud clatter. What? What is that? She whispered. Her name is Hana, Jin-ho said. She's from a species called the Sirin. I rescued her from a damaged ship. She's hurt and needs our help. Ji-young backed up against the wall. That's an alien. We need to tell Commander Do-hyun. No, Jin-ho said quickly. Please, Ji-young. She's not dangerous. She's a diplomat. If we report her, they'll treat her like a lab animal. Ji-young shook her head in disbelief. This is against every rule in the book, Jin-ho. Hana moved slightly. She raised one paw toward Ji-young. Jin-ho understood what she wanted to do. Ji-young, she wants to show you something. Don't be afraid. Let her touch your temple. She can share thoughts. Ji-young looked terrified, but did not run. Her medical curiosity was strong. Will it hurt? She asked. No, Jin-ho said. It's amazing. Please. Slowly, Ji-young stepped forward. Hana reached out her paw and touched Ji-young's temple lightly. Ji-young gasped. Her eyes went wide, then filled with tears. Oh, she said softly. Oh, I see. Ji-young slowly took her hand away from Hana's paw. Her face had changed. The fear was gone. Now she looked amazed. She showed me so much, Ji-young said quietly. Her people, her world, her mission. She turned to Jin-ho. We have to help her. Jin-ho smiled with relief. I knew you would understand. She's hurt. Can you help? Ji-young opened her medical kit. She showed me what she needs. It's not medicine exactly. She needs certain compounds to help her body heal itself. Ji-young took out several small bottles. These chemicals from our lab will help. I never thought I would use them like this. Jin-ho watched as Ji-young mixed the chemicals in a small bowl. The liquid turned a soft purple color. Ji-young helped Hana drink it. The alien made a gentle humming sound. Now we wait, Ji-young said. Her body should start healing faster. They sat in silence for a while. Then Jin-ho remembered his questions. Hana, you never told me. What are the Sirin looking for? What makes humans ready or not ready? Hana's eyes met his. Again, her mind touched Jin-ho's. This time, Ji-young also felt it. They both saw images of Sirin ships visiting many worlds. Some worlds welcomed them. Others attacked. They saw meetings between Sirin and other alien species. Some ended well. Others ended in war. Your people have met many aliens, Jin-ho said. Some meetings went well. Others did not. Hana showed them more. The Sirin Council debating about Earth. Some Sirin thought humans were too violent, too unpredictable. Others saw potential in humans. They decided to send Hana to observe and make the final choice. You were sent to decide if humans are ready for first contact, Ji-young said. To decide if we get to join the galactic community or if we stay isolated. Hana's mind touch sent feelings of agreement. Then she showed them something new. Jin-Ho saw himself entering the dying ship, finding Hana, carrying her to safety. He felt Hana's surprise and gratitude. My rescue changed things, Jin-Ho realized. You didn't expect a human to risk his life for an unknown alien. Hana's mind voice, still not words but feelings and ideas, seemed to say, many species would leave a stranger to die, especially one so different. Your action answered my question. Jin-Ho felt his face grow warm. I just did what anyone would do. Jia-Young shook her head. Not anyone, Jin-Ho. That's the point. Hana was trying to stand now. Her legs were stronger. The medicine was working. She walked slowly to Jin-Ho's small desk. On it was his favorite repair tool. It was an advanced multi-tool that could fix almost any mechanical problem. Hana picked up the tool with her front paw. She looked at Jin-Ho, asking permission with her eyes. Go ahead, Jin-Ho said, not sure what she wanted. Hana closed her eyes. She held the tool between her front paws. A soft glow appeared around her paws and the tool. Jin-Ho and Ji-Young watched in wonder. When the glow faded, Hana offered the tool back to Jin-Ho. It looked different now. The metal had strange patterns on it, like the walls of Hana's ship. It felt warm in Jin-Ho's hand. What did you do to it? He asked. Hana's mind touch explained. She had given his tool a piece of Sorin technology, a gift of thanks, a first step of cultural exchange. Jia-Young gasped. She integrated Sorin biotechnology with your tool. Think what this means. Jin-Ho held the tool carefully. How does it work now? Hana showed him mentally. The tool now responded to his thoughts. It could repair things by encouraging them to heal, like syringe ships did. It was a mechanical tool that worked like a living thing. This is incredible, Jin-Ho whispered. Thank you, Hana. Hana's mind touch was warm with approval, but also urgent. There was more. Something important she needed to tell them. Something about why she had really come to observe humans. Jin-Ho was still looking at his changed repair tool when the station alarm began to sound. Red lights flashed in his small room. What's happening? Jia-Young asked, jumping to her feet. Jin-Ho rushed to his computer panel and checked the station alerts. His heart sank when he read the message. Station security is doing a surprise check of all quarters, he said. Commander Do-hyun ordered it himself. Jia-Young's face went pale. Do you think he knows about Hana? I don't know. Maybe Eun-Ki told him about the rescue. Jin-Ho looked at Hana. We need to hide you, but where? My quarters are too small. Hana stood up fully for the first time. She was impressive at her full height, her 6 legs strong under her now. Her fur shimmered with tiny lights, like stars in a night sky. She was beautiful and strange. You're feeling better, Jin-Ho said with relief. Hana's mind touched his. Jin-Ho felt no fear from her, only calm purpose. She had more to tell them. And not much time. New images filled Jin-Ho's mind. He saw Earth thousands of years ago. He saw Sorin ships landing in secret. He saw Sorin meeting with early humans. Your people have visited us before, Jin-Ho said in wonder. Long ago. Jia-Young was seeing the same images. They guided us, helped our development. Hana showed them more. The Sorin had not just observed humans. They had helped guide human evolution and development. They had planted seeds of knowledge when humans were ready for them. New tools, new ideas, small nudges in the right direction. You've been our guardians, Jin-Ho whispered. Then Hana showed them something that made both humans gasp. She showed them the sweet smell from her ship. She showed how it affected certain humans, but not others. She showed humans with a special genetic marker, placed there by the Sorin long ago. The smell on your ship, Jin-Ho said. It only affects humans who have this special genetic code. A code your people put in some of us. Hana's mind voice confirmed this. The marker was placed in humans who would one day help bridge the gap between their species. Humans who would understand the Sorin, who could help other humans accept them. And I have this marker, Jin-Ho realized. That's why I felt dizzy from the smell. That's why I could understand your mind touch so easily. Jia-Yun looked at Jin-Ho with new eyes. You're one of the bridge humans, meant to help connect our species. Their conversation was interrupted by a loud knock on the door. Jin-Ho Park. Open up. Security check by order of Commander Do-hyun. Jin-Ho and Ji-Young looked at each other in panic. There was nowhere to hide Hana. She was too big, and the room was too small. What do we do? Ji-Young whispered. Jin-Ho looked at Hana. The alien stood tall and calm. Her mind touched his once more. Jin-Ho felt her decision. No more hiding. She wants to reveal herself, Jin-Ho told Ji-Young. She thinks it's time. Are you sure? Ji-Young asked Hana directly. Hana's mind touched them both. She showed them one last thing. Commander Do-hyun as a child, looking up at the stars with wonder. A faint glow around him, visible only to Soren eyes. The same genetic marker. The commander has the marker too, Jin-Ho said in surprise. He's one of the bridge humans. The knocking came again, louder this time. Jin-Ho Park, open this door now, or we'll override the lock. Jin-Ho took a deep breath and looked at his friends. Ji-Young, the human doctor, and Hana, the alien diplomat. Together, they had started something that would change everything. I'm coming, Jin-Ho called out. He walked to the door, ready to open it, ready to change the world. Jin-Ho took a deep breath and opened the door. 4 security officers stood outside with their hands on their weapons. Behind them was Commander Do-hyun himself, tall and serious. Jin-Ho Park, Commander Do-hyun said, we received reports of unauthorized activity, and his words stopped when he saw Hana. The security officers gasped. 2 of them drew their weapons. Hold your fire, Jin-Ho shouted, stepping in front of Hana. But something strange was happening. Hana began to glow. Her fur, which already looked like it held tiny stars, now shined brightly. Light filled the small room. The security officers stepped back in fear and wonder. Commander Do-hyun did not step back. He stared at Hana with wide eyes. Then, slowly, he walked forward. Sir, be careful, one of the officers warned. Commander Do-hyun ignored him. He approached Hana as if in a dream. The alien watched him with her deep, knowing eyes. When the commander was just a step away, Hana raised her paw to his temple. Sir, the security team raised their weapons again. No, Jin-Ho said. It's okay. She's showing him the truth. Commander Do-hyun stood frozen as Hana's mind touched his. His face showed surprise, then wonder, then understanding. After a long moment, he fell to his knees. All this time, he whispered, all my life, I felt something was out there. Something waiting for us. Hana's glow grew brighter. Her mind touched all of them now, even the security officers. They lowered their weapons as they felt her peaceful intentions. She is a diplomat from the Sorin, Commander Do-hyun said, his voice stronger now. She was sent to decide if we were ready to join the galactic community. Thanks to Jin-Ho's brave actions, she has made her decision. Hana moved to the center of the room. Her body seemed to grow larger, more impressive. Images filled everyone's minds. They saw a fleet of beautiful ships, like Hana's but much larger, waiting just beyond Earth's detection systems. They've been there all along, Ji-Young said in wonder. Watching. Waiting. Commander Do-hyun stood up. He looked younger somehow, as if a great weight had been lifted from him. The Sorin Council has decided, he announced. Humanity has passed their test. Jin-Ho's act of compassion and bravery has shown them what humans are capable of at our best. Hana's mind voice reached them all now. For the first time, it formed clear words in their minds. We have waited long for this day. The bridge humans will help others understand. A new age begins now. As if on cue, alarms sounded throughout the station. But these were not warning alarms. They were detection alarms. Something massive had appeared nearby. "Sir," a voice came over the station speakers. "A huge ship just appeared out of nowhere. It's beautiful." Jinho rushed to the window with the others. In the distance, a massive ship had appeared. It was like Hannah's ship, but 100 times larger. Its surface rippled with living patterns and soft lights. "The Sorin diplomatic vessel," Commander Duhyun said. "They're making official first contact." Jinho felt Hannah's mind touch his one last time. It was personal now, just for him. He felt her gratitude, her respect, and something more. A connection that would last beyond this moment. "What happens now?" Jinho asked quietly. Commander Duhyun put a hand on his shoulder. "Now everything changes. The biotechnology Hannah gave you is just the beginning. Medical advances, space travel, energy production. The exchange of knowledge will transform human society." Jinho looked at the magnificent ship outside, then back at Hannah. The alien who had changed everything stood proud and tall, her mission complete. "All because you decided to answer a distress call," Jai Young said to Jinho with a smile. Jinho nodded. In the end, it had been a simple human choice, to help someone in need, even a strange alien far from home. That simple choice had opened the door to the stars.